Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, come on now. Come on. You know what it is. This episode of my personal development. You see it, the power statement, right? The world-renowned power statement. Personal power statement. We started this thing about 2 years ago. At least once a year, we're going to come talk about it again because it's important, right? You might be like, what is this thing? It's a power statement, right? What is this stupid thing, right? This is stupid. This is dumb. So stupid that you're too scared to do it, huh? That's what I've seen. That's what I've seen in life. People scared to do this thing, man. People scared to talk about the stuff that matters, huh? I find it interesting, and I'm a bit of a nuisance, so I gotta bring it back. Gotta bring it back, right? And people love this thing too. People love it as well, right? It's one of those things, man. I think it's just a truthful thing, human to human, right? Between humans. Me talking a little bit about who I believe myself to be, and then you talking a little bit about who you believe yourself to be, right? What are your top 3 qualities? I'm hoping that people are answering, right? Or thinking it at least. What are your top 3 abilities? What is this stupid thing, right? I get it. So stupid that you're too scared to do it. I get it. I understand, right? Before I started doing this type of stuff, it was dumb to me too, right? What is this, magic, right? What are you talking about? This doesn't matter. What matters is out there, right? I was confused when I was younger. I was confused. 35 years of being confused, right? Being confused, and it showed up so many different ways in my life. But until I was faced with this thing, man. And once I did this, helped me out tremendously, right? Helped me out tremendously because it allowed me to kind of decide what's important. Again, we always talk about external and internal. This is internal. How do you feel about you? What are your top 3 qualities? What are your top 3 abilities, right? What are you willing to stand on the big stage, poke your chest out, huh? I'm good at this, I'm good at this, and I'm good at this. What's up? For me, I'm good at writing, right? I'm willing to stand. I'm good at writing. I feel like my life has shown I'm good at writing. Right? I didn't say great, I said good. I'm good. I'm good at writing, right? I'm good at problem solving. Right? I feel like life has shown I'm good at problem solving. I can stand on that. I'm good at persevering. You got to deal with a lot of stuff, huh? A lot of stuff in this life. I'm good at persevering. That's what I'm good at, right? Does that make sense to most people? I don't know. I don't care. To me, it makes sense. So I got to use my ability at writing every day, right? I got to use my ability with problem solving every day. And I got to use my ability with persevering every day. There's always in my life, there's always problems. I'm either in a problem, just got out of a problem, or headed towards a problem. That's life, right? At least from what I've seen, right? And I try to be honest with myself, but don't be shocked. Oh, shit just went left. Surprise, surprise. That's how it goes sometimes, right? But in this life, you got to decide what's important. The further you go, you got to decide what's important. I tell my kids when they were double digits, we got to decide what's important. What are your top 3 qualities? What are your top 3 abilities? To give them some anchors in life, right? Does it work all the time? Of course not, right? One of my daughter doing well, my son not doing well. They both have been given the same knowledge from me. Are there guarantees in life? Of course not. All you can do is what you can do, right? Beauty of this thing, it's easy to do. Beauty of this thing, it's easy not to do. That's life, baby. You know what I mean? That's life, man. Easy to do, easy not to do. That's the beauty of it, right? When you think about, it's like the story of the 4 high-performing executives, right? I was told this story a while ago, and it's always been helpful to me, right? These executives are high performers, right? They're killing it in their company, and they say, hey, we want a little more work-life balance. Let's get a consultant in here to kind of give us some ideas on how we can improve our work-life balance, right? We're having success at work. We want to make sure everything is copacetic, right? Consultant comes in, right? Young lady, business suit on, collar, but wild pink hair as well, right? Wild pink hair. Consultant comes into the room with a jar, puts the jar on the table, puts 3 big stones in the jar. 1, 2, 3, right? Puts the lid back on the jar, and then says to the high-performing executives, is this jar full? One of the executives, these high performers, now these guys are high performers. One of the executives said, yeah, the jar is full. Consultant takes the lid off of the jar, takes a bag of pebbles out of her pocket, pours the pebbles into the jar. They go in between the big rocks. Puts the lid back on the jar. Consultant says, now, is this jar full? High performing executive, these guys are high performers, right? They're silent at this time. They're silent. I think a little confused, a little bewildered. Consultant takes the lid off the jar again. Takes a bag of sand out of her pocket. Pours it into the jar. Looks at the executives again and says, now, is this jar full? One of the executives, right? Older woman. She says, no, it's not full. You could put water in there too. Consultant takes the lid off the jar, takes the bag of water out of her pocket, pours the water in there, puts the lid back on, and asks, now what was the point of this exercise? And these folks are high performers, right? These guys are high performers. So of course, one of the high performing executives says, I believe the point was, regardless of how much we got going on in life, right? If we could arrange things properly, we could find a way to fit everything that we need to do. The consultant says, no, that's not the point. Good answer. Not the point though. She says the point of this exercise is to remind you, if you don't start with those big 3 stones first, you won't be able to get all 3 of them in there. If you start with the sand or the pebbles or the water first, you won't be able to get all the 3 big stones in there. It's really about deciding what are those 3 big stones for you in your life and understanding that they come first. Everything else comes after that. What are your 3 big stones, right? We like to say one big stone is, what are your qualities? Another one is, what are your abilities? And the last one is, where are you going? 2 years from now, where are you going? Based on what you're doing right now, what you've done the past 48 hours, past 24 hours, where are you going? Those are the 3 big stones, right? And this is a tool to help you to answer 2/3 of that question. The goals tracker is the other one. Hey, learn the information. Use the information. And if you deem it to be valuable, don't be selfish, huh? Help somebody with this, right? Just define and decide. Define who you are, decide where you're going, make the world a difference.